Hey, so happy quarantine day. I'm here with my little tonic water, and I thought I would just do a check-in. I've been really concerned this week. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely getting a lot of suspicious email. And I don't know why scammers seem to be coming out of the woodwork right now. And that makes me really sad because people are vulnerable right now. People have a lot on their minds. They're feeling lonely. You're feeling like cabin fever. And I don't know how many people are stuck with a house full of kids or maybe a spouse that's, a grumpy person or disagreeable. But I will say, whatever the situation is, it can get on your nerves, no matter how much of a happy person you are. So many people go to the internet and many people are running into problems. Now, this put me in mind of my book, Vapors. So I was going to bring this up and talk a little bit about this today. And it's about being catfished. It's about being scammed. It's about actually being really put through the ringer, and not very good. It's not a good story. It's a story that most people would never want to talk about or never would want to admit had happened to them. But look, if it could happen to Debz OG, it could happen to anybody. And especially in a vulnerable time like this, there are more scammers out there. They're on the rise. And, honestly, yesterday I got four suspicious emails alone from one. I don't know if it's a company, an individual, I don't know what it is, but it was about a real estate. Okay, now listen, we got COVID-19 going on here. The last thing I have on my mind right now is making a long-term investment. Okay, I'm not looking to plow my money into real estate. And let's face it, and the kind of times we are in, and the kind of financial situations burning down around us, literally burning down around us. Why would I want to go in and buy real estate at this time when I'm sure the market has not bottomed out, number one. And I'm sure for a fact that the banks have all kinds of unbelievable, stipulations, requirements, whatever going on right now too. So even though we're at an all-time low in the interest rates, and even though it may seem like a great time to refinance, everything has its problems and its issues, right? So I wanted to just spend a moment talking about why I wrote this book. And you see on the back, it's got some really good information. And this is me on the cover. And in the back over here, this is Mr. RJ. So you can read the book, find out all about RJ, find out all about what horrible hell he put me through. And to this day, it has affected me. So, none of us are an island. And there are people out there on the internet right now that I suppose many of you are talking to because you're locked up in the house, you can't get out, or you're self-quarantining in an apartment or somewhere that, after a bit, you just need someone to talk to. So it's a dangerous time if you want to spill out your emotions to somebody that you meet online dating. Good God, I don't even know what you could run into right now on this whole situation, because people all over the world are desperate, and these are desperate times. There's unemployment, there's all kinds of uncertainty in the world, and nobody knows what tomorrow brings. So I would just caution you, please be careful. Please, if you're feeling lonely, I don't even care if you have to call up somebody that doesn't like you just so that you have someone to talk to. But just don't get involved with someone and send them money or feel sorry for them or help them out of a situation or a business deal. I was helping. I was working on a business deal. Of course, quote unquote. No, that was wrong. But I wrote this book in all honesty I didn't do like a lot of authors do, where they'll kind of skim over some intimate things, or they'll skim over embarrassing things, or they'll try to rewrite it so it's not so embarrassing to them. My position is when I wrote this book, I wanted it to be as authentic and real as possible. There were things that I did have to change because, you know, there's some proprietary information in here. And there's also some things in here, you know, that other people you don't want having to listen to. So anyway, but my book is as authentic as I could possibly make it. And I thought I might read a little bit here and kind of just give you a taste of what some of these people do. This could be women, it could be men, it could be anything. It could be about sex, it could be about real estate, it could be about windows, for God's sake. I'm getting more and more emails every day about how I need windows in my house. I don't need any windows in my house. My windows are fine. Thank you very much. So please quit bothering me about the windows. All right, so this is chapter 21. This is the second edition of my book. The first edition has more of a black and white cover. This second edition that we have put out here is, and it says a true story, how I fell victim to catfishing, Debra Danielsen. And to me, it's a lot more interesting than the, you know, the catfish show, because maybe because it's about me, I don't know. But it's just more realistic, I think, about stuff that goes on, stuff that happens, and how vulnerable people are. And the people on Catfish, I think, could really relate. So, chapter 21. Later that afternoon, I received this email. This is from James. Subject, I'm sorry. Date, August 14, 2013. And I have the time on there. Everything's time-stamped so you can see and know that this is real. And this is what he writes. My love, I need to let you know how sorry I am for all I said on the phone over an hour ago. I've been beating myself up over it after I realized I shouldn't make you feel that way. And I want you to know that I'm truly sorry. It's been a few weeks of ups and downs, and I believe it's just a test of faith we will overcome. I decided to put everything in the Lord's hands and just wait for him to take control. Please don't be stressed and don't let anything negative get you down. We'll make it through. I hope you get to talk tonight. I hope we get to talk tonight before I sleep. Love you. I felt better reading his message at break time. I was at work and it, you know. Now, supposedly, when he was writing this, he was on the other side of the world, which he really was. That's not fake. That part's real. And he's over in Malaysia. And interestingly enough, what I found out after I had all of this going on, and I had to call in the CIA, the FBI, the Royal Malaysian Police, and my local law enforcement, is that a lot of scammers are operating just outside. So they'll go over to Malaysia, and they're operating. Kuala Lumpur is a nice hub. That's where a lot of people go. But they operate in a zone where they know that we can't touch them and the government can't touch them. And so they're kind of operating in this gray zone. A gray zone where nothing can be proven. And there's so much scams going on right now that unless you're losing something like $40-50 million or something like $1 billion, that the law enforcement agencies on a global basis just don't have time to keep up. I mean, cybercrime is growing exponentially. So as we're all sitting here and we're quarantined and maybe in a little bit of misery, emotional, psychological, if it's, you know, hormonal going on, don't get over your head with somebody playing on your emotion. Don't get over your head with somebody telling, I love you, and you've never seen these people. You've never even, I get that there's emotional connection, and I get that there's this, like, you know, feeling like sometimes this person and you were meant to be together. Nobody gets that better than Debz OG. But I will tell you, after standing back, taking a breath, talking to experts on cybercrime and how all of this stuff is like boom, 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 and how they can use your footprint electronically, social networking, banking, bill payments, all of this stuff is available online. Anybody can find out anything they want to find out, and it doesn't take very long. So my advice is, since you're home and you're bored, go on Amazon, go on Barnes & Noble, order my book, have it delivered, boom. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask, don't hesitate to write. I'd love to be able to do something where I could interact with people and help them to understand that they're special, they're beautiful, and you don't have to be treated badly, and you don't have to fall victim. We all are victims at some point or another, so don't be embarrassed, don't feel sad, but just get out there and stand up for yourself and say, boom, I'm here, I'm okay, you're not okay, you're a bad guy, and report them. Go for it, report them. Don't be embarrassed. Turn their little asses in. And this, just FYI, in case you didn't know, this guy took all of my savings, $250,000, and spent it over in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And so it's always baffled me. I've always wondered, shortly after all of this came to pass, there was a plane that went missing, a large plane had taken out of Kuala Lumpur and disappeared. Always wondered if RJ was on that plane. Always wondered, and almost got on a plane and went over there to, to check out stuff. So just a little thing to keep in mind. Next time, you might be questioning if somebody's real, if somebody's got your best interest at heart, or if they're just using you like a little ATM machine. You don't need it. Nope, there's somebody out there that'll love you for just who you are and how special you are. God bless.